This is the Postscript XRP cast, news, analysis, and the latest moves shaking the XRP and crypto world.
All right, welcome everyone to this Postscript news deep dive. You know, we're really trying something different today for all of you XRP investors out there. So we're gonna kind of like get straight to the point. Our goal here is to really just create one professional, impactful news headline that sums up all the latest stuff happening around XRP.
Right.
And we have kind of two big pieces of news to consider. So let's jump right into it.
Yeah, the first big thing is the U.S. Senate just confirmed Paul Atkins as the new SEC chairman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this vote was on April 9th. It was 52 senators for it and 44 against.
Got it.
But what's really interesting about Atkins is that he used to be an SEC commissioner a while back.
Okay.
And he's been pretty vocal about the whole crypto industry. He's actually criticized the SEC's approach under that last chairman, Gary Gensler.
Right.
Saying that it was too aggressive and it was kind of holding back innovation. And he also co-chaired this group called the Token Alliance, which is all about supporting blockchain tech.
So it sounds like he might be a little bit more crypto friendly.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he might be more open to crypto.
Yeah.
And this could really change how digital assets are regulated.
That makes sense. So what does this actually mean for someone who owns XRP, who's invested in XRP? Like, how would this impact them?
Well, Atkins has said that he wants to make the rules around digital assets clearer, less of that uncertainty. And he wants to kind of dial back the political stuff influencing the SEC's decisions.
Right. So less of that gray area that everyone always talks about.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. And I remember reading that he used to actually have a lot of crypto himself, right?
Yeah, that's right. His disclosures showed that he owned about $6 million worth of digital assets across different firms and funds.
Wow.
But he agreed to sell all of that, to be impartial as chairman.
That's pretty big, to kind of put your money where your mouth is like that.
Right. It seems like he really understands the crypto world, but also wants to be fair as the SEC leader.
Okay. So with him selling off all those crypto assets, does that make it seem like there's going to be a shift in how crypto is regulated?
A lot of people in the crypto world feel like the old regulations weren't clear enough, that it kind of stopped things from growing and people from investing.
Right.
So Atkins being there with his ideas, it could mean we'll finally get those clearer rules for digital assets like XRP.
Right.
And we're already seeing some signs of change.
Yeah.
The acting chair and another commissioner, they're taking another look at some lawsuits related to digital assets.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this change in leadership at the SEC, it's a big deal for how crypto is going to be regulated in the U.S. moving forward.
Okay, so that's a pretty big development. Now, there was a second piece of news that you wanted to bring to everyone's attention.
Right. So the other major news is that Ripple just bought this company called Hidden Road.
Yeah.
And they paid a lot for it, like $1.25 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So Hidden Road, what they do is they're like this prime brokerage firm.
Okay.
They offer over-the-counter trading and all sorts of services like clearing, prime brokerage, and financing for different kinds of assets, including, and this is key, digital assets.
Got it.
So they're not just dipping their toes in the crypto world, they're really in it.
Yeah, they're diving right in. And I think I saw somewhere that they handle an enormous amount of money, right?
Yeah, they clear something like $3 trillion in transactions every year.
Wow.
And they have over 300 clients, all big institutions.
Okay.
So Ripple buying them, it's a clear sign that they're serious about getting bigger in the institutional digital asset world.
So what does that actually mean for the everyday investor?
Well, Ripple said they want to use their money to make Hidden Road even bigger, to become like the top non-bank prime broker in the world.
So they want to basically be the go-to place for all these institutions that want to get involved with digital assets.
Exactly. It's like they're building the bridge between traditional finance and crypto.
Okay, and this is where it kind of gets interesting for XRP specifically.
Right. So get this. Ripple wants Hidden Road to use their RLUSD stablecoin as collateral for their prime brokerage products.
Okay.
It could be a big deal, maybe even make RLUSD the first stablecoin used for cross-margining between digital assets and regular financial markets.
Interesting. So that could really boost RLUSD's use and make it more popular.
Absolutely. But there's more. Hidden Road's going to move all their post-trade stuff to the XRP Ledger.
Okay, and why is that such a big deal?
Well, the XRP Ledger is built for speed. It's efficient, transactions are cheap.
Right, we've talked about this before.
Exactly. So it's perfect for institutional trading. By moving to the XRP Ledger, Hidden Road can offer their clients smoother operations and save them money.
So this acquisition isn't just some random business deal. It actually connects directly to XRP and the XRP Ledger.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's kind of take a step back here and recap everything we've talked about.
Right.
So on the one hand, we have this new SEC chairman who seems to be more open to crypto.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, Ripple just bought Hidden Road, which gives them a huge advantage in the institutional crypto space.
Right, and they're planning to use RLUSD and the XRP Ledger in a big way.
Yeah, so how do these two things fit together? Like, what's the bigger picture here?
Well, think about it. If the regulations become clearer, more institutions might feel comfortable getting into digital assets.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Ripple's now ready to handle all those institutions with their new setup through Hidden Road.
So it's like a perfect storm in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about timing, regulation, and having the right infrastructure.
Okay, so based on everything we've talked about, what is the big takeaway for XRP investors? What's the headline?
Okay, so here's the headline from Postscript News. XRP ecosystem expands with Ripple's $1.25B Hidden Road acquisition amid pro-crypto SEC leadership.
So let's break that down a little bit.
Sure. XRP ecosystem expands. That part's all about Ripple spending a ton of money and planning to use RLUSD and the XRP Ledger with Hidden Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then amid pro-crypto SEC leadership, that part points to the possibility of a friendlier regulatory environment with Paul Atkins in charge.
Yeah. So basically, this could mean a future where institutions are more interested in XRP because the rules are clear and because Ripple can handle their needs.
Exactly. It's all pointing to more adoption and hopefully more growth.
Okay, so for someone listening to this, like what should they be thinking about? What's the one question they should be asking themselves?
Well, I think the big question is, how will this combination of clearer regulations and Ripple's big move with Hidden Road actually affect XRP in the long run? Will it lead to wider adoption? Will it help XRP become a major player in the world of finance? These are really exciting times. It's all unfolding right in front of us.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to watch it all play out. All right, that wraps up this special deep dive from Postscript News.
Until next time.
We'll be back soon with more analysis.